Hello and welcome to a Q&A for Colorado Dragon Boat Film Festival. My name is Sarah Moore and I am the Executive Director for the nonprofit Colorado Dragon Boat. And we are honored today to have the filmmakers and creators of the short film Voices here with us. And I just want to go ahead and jump right in, and maybe I can have all three of you introduce yourself and then maybe also give a little summary of the short film. So maybe Cecilia, do you mind if we start with you?
Sure. Thanks so much, Sarah. So my name is Cecilia Wu. I am a assistant professor at University of Colorado Denver College of Arts and Media. So my specialty is music production and music technology. So I am the composer and the audio engineer of this short film.
Rebecca?
Hi, I'm Rebecca Xu. I'm an associate professor at Syracuse University. My research interest is in visual music and along with other data art forms, including visualization and installation and real-time performance. So for this piece of Voices, I would say Sean and I, we are the creator of the visuals. So that including directing, editing, and the image generation, designing, all aspects of the visual creating.
I wanted to add one more. So we do have a co-composer that is Dr. Carlton Hester, which will be presenting his whole composition series tomorrow. I will be joining too. So yeah, we'll talk more about that piece tomorrow.
Thank you. And Sean?
Yeah, my name is Sean Zhai. I'm professionally, I run a startup company, and I have been doing computer graphics for a long time. So I work with Rebecca on many projects, and I did many of the programming work behind the scenes.
And this short film is so powerful. It is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for creating it. I would love to kind of jump into maybe the inspiration behind the short film. Cecilia, do you want to go on that?
Sure. So basically that was because of the year of 2020. There was just starting up of the year, it was pretty stressful to most of our Asian Americans. That was an uneasy start. That's about the COVID, and Rebecca and I, we talked about that. We both feel like there's a lot of things going on that's discriminating and anti-Asian, especially I think in New York, that kind of more kind of in the city as more diverse, population. So we were actually, having that feeling at the beginning of the year, and then things move forward, and we have the, Floyd being, treated unfairly and being killed. That was just a lot of things going on, and so I happened, at that time, I worked with Dr. Hester on a concert project, which was canceled for sure. That was at the University of California, Santa Cruz. They had a music festival that invited me to perform. And I say, okay, since everything is canceled, maybe we could actually compose a piece, offline. And then especially I talk about, my sympathy towards our African American communities, what's happening and historically, and then also I'm thinking at the same time, I also think as Asian Americans, we always been treated as this model minority, as like we supposed to do things as a way that people perceive, the majority perceive that we should, and we actually have little voice politically. Basically, we're doing the good things, but sometimes, when things happen, we don't have a voice. So that's the thing that I wanted to express and explore, have, initiate these kind of conversations through our RPs.
Yes, thank you. Rebecca and John, do you have additional?
Yes. Like Cecilia said, we talk about this at the beginning. Well, start at the beginning of the pandemic. We had this discussion, and personally, it's something I feel very strongly about. I remember because I remember there was a period I had to think about what would be the best time to go grocery shopping. So there were less people, not only because of the pandemic, but at that time I was thinking if there's less people, there's less chance I would encounter some sort of a unpleasant, to say the least, incident. Because at the time, Syracuse, there were a couple of incidents. Asian people get yelled at in grocery store by people who, apparently calling this pandemic, calling the virus China virus, and so there was some incident happening around myself. So I was worried about that, and also. I also worried about my kids going to school, and I was worried they might get bullied because the discriminatory coronavirus language going on around them. And so this is really something I felt very strongly. And then I was thinking at the time, doing some visualization work to show how many incidents like that happening around the country. Then Cecilia approached me with this music. She and Carlton have been working on, so I thought that was a really great opportunity to work together to produce this piece.
Just want to add one more thing. We're always thinking like we are Chinese American and they are Japanese American, they are Korean American, but it doesn't matter. We all look the same. And for the people who are anti-Asian, they just call us Chinese virus. That's all. We can't actually, we are a community as a whole. I just wanted to bring this up, no matter, what originally you're from, we are Asian Americans.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up, Cecilia. I completely agree. And yeah, in 2020, the anti-Asian sentiment was very heavy, and we're moving forward from that, not at a quick enough pace, I don't think, but we're working on it. And I think this short film really helps kind of just give the emotion to what people were feeling during this time. Sean, did you want to kind of talk about your inspiration for the short film?
I think I'm pretty much involved after Cecilia and Rebecca. They already formalized the idea and they showed me the music. So, and I design the feel of the visual and graphics based on music. It is pretty difficult, just to be honest, for me, because most of the time I work with the music that's more pleasant, and this one is very deep, personal, and when you work on a piece, you have to listen to the music, and again, it's like it is hard. Like sometimes you have to. As you said, the music is powerful. It has influence on you, so you actually have to feel it to create a graphic and working with it. So that's it.
Yeah, and this short film is, like I said, just so powerful and it's so unique. The way that it was created and produced is just absolutely amazing. And I would love, Rebecca and Sean, if you can go into maybe the background behind the visual creation of it, because it's so powerful. And then Cecilia, after them, maybe go into the audio. It's absolutely amazing.
Well, I'll talk about the general procedure, and then Sean can take over. For Sean and I, this piece is along the line of the visual, what we call it visual music piece. So basically, we have the music first, and then the visual is generated based on the music. So our general process is we have the music, and then we use program to, Sean can discuss this further, but we will come up with some sort of a design based on the based on the topic, based on the feel of the music, and then we'll have some general idea of the visual design. Then the music from Cecilia and Carlton will be analyzed through programming, and the graphic is generated that way. In terms of our collaboration, Carlton, Cecilia, and Sean and I, we met at the very beginning to had a very general discussion, just so everybody on the same page, so we all understand what this piece is about. We all have a common understanding how the piece is gonna progress. Then once we got the music, and then we started producing some of the visual design. With this one, Cecilia and I, the visual and the audio side, we had less collaboration than the last piece we did. I think that's because the music is very strong, very powerful, and itself, I think it just, you know, it can speak for itself. So there's very little, I think there's less room for misinterpretation. I think that helped, but still, Cecilia, particularly Cecilia and Sean and I, we had a few conversations in the middle, because our understanding of the music is different from Cecilia and Carlton's understanding. So yeah, we walked through this process and got the visual. So Sean, you want to get into the technical side of the production?
Yeah, sure. So the whole piece is actually generated in real time. So basically, it's not a pre-rendered graphics. Everything, the sound is analyzed in real time, and the sound is being digitized. We analyze the sound, we transfer the sound into different parameters, and that will change the shape, the color, the composition of the graphics, and everything is real time. So it is very, the piece can have very many different possibilities. Basically, if we bring this as a web application, people will see it, and we can even allow interaction to have a different experience through these pieces. And yeah, according to the music structure, we had 3 different big stage and have different visual styles to work with it. So that's and it is generative graphics. Basically, we don't need anything. We don't have we don't need a pre-recorded audio or pre-recorded visual to put effects on it. Everything it's generated from nothing, and so that's it. Yeah.
Wow, that's mind-blowing. That's very, very amazing.
Yeah, I just wanted to say about Rebecca was talking about our previous piece. Actually, the piece for Tashi was our first collaboration on the visual music series. So just wanted to bring it out there. So we've been working together. This is the second year, the second piece. It's been a great ride. Thank you so much, Rebecca and Sean.
Well, it has been a pleasure.
Just wanted to say a little bit about the audio part. So if you compare, you know, the dual pandemic and this piece, you will figure that we have actually, this piece have three actually different chapter. Like if you're using the visual music, says 3 scenes, right? So the other piece have 4. So I decided that for this piece, we will stop at the beautiful Asian expression. Although, you know, we have a discussion with Sean, Sean thinks like this piece, the first 2 movements are very, very struggling, right? So it's very intense. And John, Sean as he's not a composer, so I feel like that was very strong and kind of untraditional compositional wise. But we ended up like at the note of the beauty, and our thinking of the way of the way of life that is beautiful as Asian Americans. So I didn't use any like specific words in any language. It's more kind of like some mantras in the Tibetan Buddhism. Is kind of an older language in Sanskrit, so that doesn't really actually take a point of where we are like as Asian American. I want it to be like as a whole, but it's an expression of, you know, our wish to wanted to have our voice heard. Although as a community of Asian Americans, we only have probably 100 years of the history in the United States. However, this short period of time, we created a lot of things, and we wanted to furthermore to get our beautiful voice heard. So that's why we have a short, very short third movement, but it's actually, you know, stopped there as a full presentation of what we wanted to, you know, achieve and in the future, some kind of wish, good wishes.
And I would say the visual design, we try to correspond to Cecilia's thinking in music. The reason we choose abstract imagery versus some of the imagery which you know, has a historical meaning to it, photos, because there's a lot of material we could use. But rather we decide to stay with the abstract imagery, because we feel on one abstract imagery can make people focus more on the music side of things. The music is very strong. It has a lot of emotion. It has a lot of things going on. We feel in this case, visual is more in the position to help people focus their energy on the music, listen to the music, at the same time work with the music to build a more cohesive feel of this overall project. So that's one reason. But at the same time, of course, the music need to, well, the visual need to respond to the music. So the design of the graphic kind of carry the tone of the music. So it developed in terms of visual design, it developed along with the music from the first part, which is kind of chaotic, and the movement is very rapid and frantic in a way, to the second part, it's very structured, it's very strong, but it's at the same time it's you know, it's depressing in a way, because the power is so strong, in the audio element, and also in the visual element, until to the third element where the space is more open, it's more freely. There's a different sound element coming in, so it's more of the relaxed, the beautiful environment to correspond with Cecilia's thinking of the music.
Definitely. Yeah, so basically the first movement is my expression of the anti-Asian kind of my thoughts on that. And the second movement is about the police brutality. So it's basically that part, you can see that Rebecca and Sean has this totally completely black out, that when that is the only single mono sound, is like this very, very distorted sound in the background, which means this kind of a dictatorship, or this kind of like only allow one voice, and this is very, very cruel and unfairly to, you know, to the Asian American community. And, you know, so that was the part that we have a little moment that is blacking out as a kind of our way to express our feelings.
This is so amazing to hear you kind of go through each piece, because I think I had those exact emotions while watching this short film, and it just so powerful. And I am so happy that we're able to showcase this, because I think everybody should go through those feelings, and especially listen to the Q&A and kind of just relate their emotions to what you're saying. And it's just such an important short film that is being shown. I would love to hear what your hope for a result from the short film is. What do you hope people to feel after viewing the film? And then maybe Cecilia, would you go first?
Sure. I think it's a process that for myself, I've really been accumulated a lot of, stress, and a lot of things that's going on. I think in the past year, in the 2020, many people are going through really, really bad times, like globally, and especially in United States. That was like seems like a lot of broken things being shown, and people are really having this time that they need a opportunity or a path or something that to help them to process those emotions, and also be able to really goes through those and then let them go. So that's basically, with this piece, I wanted to, as I said, as Asian Americans, we are actually, have very, very weak voice that people will care. And that's also something for this specific short film. I want to bring out our volume a little bit, just like our other brothers and sisters in the minority groups, how we could just not, just have our head down and do the things, and but also, be part of the community and, participate with those dialogues, so that we can, people can have those misunderstanding or whatever that the right we should have, as a community should be heard. So yeah, so basically there are two purposes of this film. Is one is to help people, to go through this year and have a way to really be able to, in an artistic way to, just, share this moment. And the second one would be, to bring this up, as we as the Asian American community, we care about other minorities group struggles, and we also want our voice to be heard and not misunderstood. So that's the 2 points from this film.
Well, Cecilia, that's very well said. I would add to what you just said. For me, this piece, we end on a very hopeful note because I think things are improving as we speak, just like a pandemic. So now, we're still in the midst of it, but the vaccine is, is out, and the new administration is in. And we have we have Harris, Kamala Harris as a VP, and of course on the other side there's no Asian America as appointed at the cabinet level, but that's different story. But still, things are moving towards a better direction already. So I think the hopeful note is what we are striking for in this piece as well.
Definitely.
I think to me, the piece is actually a showcase that you can use computer graphics programming to express your emotions. So it will give people a chance to see a different visual style and to see what the potentials of programming and real-time graphics. I hope that will give people more engaged with a real-time response from this piece.
Yeah, we're thinking to do some sound installation too, just not only just for like a fixed video. Also, we're discussing how to make it like a live installation so the audience could participate.
Right. Along with that, Sean, you want to talk about we want to do an interactive version of the project as well?
Yes. And the setup of this piece is already pretty close to what we can do in real time. Since the graphics are already real time, we just need to correspond to people's response. And with Cecilia doing the sound design, we can put different soundtrack, different sound elements. So even the sound composition can be dynamic and the graphics can be dynamic. So when people go through this installation, or even in VR environments. Each time they can have their, based on what they want or how they react, they have a very different experience.
So that would be our next version. We would like to produce a more interactive or immersion environment for people to experience this piece.
That is amazing. I'm very much looking forward to experiencing that. And actually, you just read my mind. I was going to ask what the next step would be, and that is perfect. I am so excited for that. And hopefully it will happen sooner rather than later and no restrictions, hopefully, when it comes to the pandemic. Hopefully we'll all be able to move forward and go back to, in quotes, normal, whatever that might be in the future. But I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. I know I could talk to you forever, pretty much endless, about this film and just your work together, because it's absolutely beautiful. And last year we showcased for Tashi, and again, just powerful, very powerful films that I think are needed to be seen. And for our film festival this year, actually our theme is representation. So I'm very happy that you have created this, and it's a voice for minorities all over the world, and especially Asian Americans, which I think is very important. Cecilia, like you said, unfortunately, sometimes our voice is not heard, and this is a step in the right direction to make sure that we are providing a voice for all minorities out there. And I just want to say thank you again so much. I'm going to close the Q&A now, but thank you for joining us today, and hopefully we will be able to do your interactive piece maybe next year or in the future. We'll definitely be promoting that.
Yeah, let's hope for that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.